Hello.
I want to play a game.
Oh, love to. How about global thermonuclear war?
There is only one key to open the device. It's in the stomach of your dead cellmate.
Later, let's play global thermonuclear war.
You don't know me.
Hi.
We were going for some. We were going for a tune-like silence.
The comedic timing on that
yeah,
was fucking sick.
we were going for something, and I think it worked.
I think it was okay.
I think it worked. We're here in the basement, melting, literally melting before your very eyes. This is, sometimes we bitch about the basement being hot. It's one of those times.
Yep. It's a hot one.
The ice is melting in our drinks. It's melting so fast.
Yep.
So here we are again together in the basement. It's a Friday evening. You're all with us.
Mm-hmm. Feels more like the boiler room.
It
I
does.
feel like Fred. I feel
Feels
like Fred Krueger.
Fred's next door cooking up some little kid.
On
For
like a
us.
spit. Yeah.
That's my hero.
Keeping it hot.
Love Freddy Krueger.
Oh, he's the guy.
Child killing.
That's it though.
Wisecracker. Yeah.
You want the wisecracker?
Yeah.
Wisecracker. What brings us together tonight?
A little film that I know you've all seen, you all know and love, called The Bride. So I did wear my bride.
It's very bright
Lovely.
centric. Yes.
Lovely.
But this is not them.
No.
Not
No,
Not quite.
them. Not
No.
quite.
this isn't the Universal version.
No, dear,
This is
no.
the Columbia version.
This is
Columbia Maxwell House, the coffee version.
not your grandfather's bride.
Before we get into it, though, we should toast
Before all the ice melts.
completely. Us and the ice caps.
Yeah, that's your pick.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Chin
friends.
chin.
All right.
You look great over
All right.
there. Yeah. Here I am.
I
There
know.
he
I
is.
can't see you guys now.
Oh, it's not important to see us.
There you are.
That's okay.
The pod people can vouch for that. It's not important. Let's talk about some things.
Let us do it.
Let's talk about some things. I want to tell you that I watched a real good movie. You all know Haley, friend Haley.
Oh yeah, you talk about her often.
What? We, our sometimes PA.
That's right.
Oh, Haley!
Yeah. Kind of more of a ghost or a
I
specter.
remember them.
I watched Haley's favorite movie,
Uh-oh.
The Most Assassinated Woman in the World.
Mm.
Never heard of it.
Don't know that one.
Never seen it.
Same.
It is a French film from, I believe, 2018. It is on Netflix, so you can find it. And it's a French, I'm going to say, horror drama fantasy a little. Fucking phenomenal.
Really?
Oh.
Absolutely amazing movie.
Okay.
I just watched it. So please go watch it. I thought it was beautiful and lovely. And I do enjoy the French and their cinema. It's not like an extreme French horror. So that was like new for me with my French horror. But I have layers growing as a person. So watch that. What We Do in the Shadows. I'm not caught up.
Okay.
But we have seen the Pride episode.
Okay.
Yes.
And we have seen the one that was after that.
When will they go on TV?
No, Colin.
No, the one
Robinson.
where Colin starts running.
Yeah,
for-
where Colin
Colin
starts
for
running.
office.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
next one after Pride.
Got it.
My dolly. I love my dolly so much. I was really worried for a minute there they were getting rid of my dolly and I was gonna lose it because that's my favorite character. And then producer Scott and I got to go to an awesome concert. We got to see Butcher Babies, who we've seen before. Non-Point, hadn't seen before. They're fantastic. Motherfucking Guar, who we've been trying to see for so many moons and never have gotten to see. They were so worth it, but we were sadly not in the splatter zone, so that was really disappointing. But it was still amazing. Coal Chamber, who's been one of my bands I was obsessed with in middle school, and I still love them. But they've broken up so many times, but they're back together, and saw them, and also Mudvayne. I was like the lead people, Mudvayne,
The headliners.
headliners.
Okay.
Those two. We were, I would say, casual Mudvayne fans. We were really more there for the rest of the lineup.
Right.
But oh my, they were amazing.
Yeah. All right.
They were so good.
They still do the full.
Oh yeah, all the
thing
makeup.
and-
They looked
okay. All right.
amazing.
All right.
Chad,
Neil's like,
who's
huh?
the,
What?
Who's the lead
Who is
singer?
it? What's going
he
on?
took a moment to talk about mental health, and it was so fucking moving and amazing. And I do not believe there was a dry eye in the
we
stadium.
both had tears.
Everybody did. I was
cryworthy.
seeing people
Wow.
it was beautiful.
Nice.
So yes, there's
Right.
some joyous things.
Good for you, Mudvayne.
Yes, thank you, Mudvayne, for all you've done.
All right.
That's all I've
I
got. That's
wish
enough.
I wish I had something that exciting.
Wait,
but-
I do have one more thing.
Okay.
I just started a book, and it is Delicate Condition, which I believe is what this next season of American Horror Story, Delicate, is based on. I don't know if it's loosely based on it or if it's going to be pretty serious adaptation, but I was like, I've got to at least give it a try before. Because that new season's going to be upon us before we even know it. And American Horror Story is coming back too,
Wow.
which we loved.
We do. Ready for it all.
Thank you for letting me
Of
say
of
that.
course. You jump in anytime. I don't mind.
Jump in the line.
So yeah, I too am watching What We Do in the Shadows, loving it. Only Murders in the Building. I'm 3 episodes in now, I think. I think producer Scott's gonna really like one of the, because Martin Short is putting on a play.
Yeah.
Theater.
So it's great, loving that. Started reading a book that you guys on Genre Junkies have talked about. You Sexy Thing by Cat Rambo.
Great title, great author name.
Yeah.
Wonderful book so far. Wonderful book. Can't put it down.
Wouldn't steer you wrong.
Yeah.
Wouldn't dream of it.
So go
Cool.
check it out.
Me?
Now you.
Okay.
And you
Me?
are you Skexy Thing.
Me. Thank you. So I watched over the past couple weeks. I've been kind of, for some reason, diving into documentaries. I always love documentaries, but
Yeah,
I've been
me
in a
too.
documentary mood recently. And I've been watching. I love music documentaries, especially.
Oh, yes, yes.
For some reason, I just kind of like the history of music and where people start and
Totes.
what influenced who and all that kind of thing. But anyway, so I watched the Tina Turner documentary that came out 2 years ago, and that was obviously really good and good to see Tina Turner. And then I did the Go-Go's one a couple months ago. Actually, I never mentioned it, but I did watch the Go-Go's one that people said that got them back into the light enough to get them inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And it was really good.
Okay.
If you guys ever care. That was actually really well done.
Awesome.
And then I did like the Robin Williams one that was really sad.
That one was
poignant.
fantastic.
So,
that came
yeah.
out a little bit ago.
Yeah.
I saw that one.
I watched that while my tattoo artist friend and I watched that while she was giving me a tattoo. We were like, let's put this on.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good crying fodder for your...
Yeah.
And then I unfortunately watched the newest Children of the Corn movie that's on show.
Oh.
currently.
Oh, I can't
did
wait
it.
to. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm going to do it like when I'm cleaning or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
So-
do a double feature of that and the fire starter.
Maybe,
The new
right?
fire
There you
starter.
Yeah, there you go. So,
I don't think we'll survive it.
I don't know what the hell happened with that one, but whoosh. And then I went to a concert. I told you guys all about it on a last episode that I was gonna go see Belinda Carlisle in concert. So I got this shirt that we can all share.
Great.
For all of us.
Thank God.
But it was a magical experience. I'm gonna be honest. She is a joyous live performer. Like I was telling Kayla briefly about it, and I was just saying it was like joyous because she is happy and she smiles and she dances around like she does. That's kind of what she does, and she's out there and she, if you're up close enough and if you're like, waving and screaming enough at her
Like
when
you
she's
were.
singing, like I was.
Yes.
Oh, believe me, I was as shrill as any voice out there.
The
So,
shrillest.
yes.
The shrillest true.
So, and she'll look at you and kind of like give you a quick little
I
Acknowledgement.
acknowledge
while
you.
she's
Yeah.
holding a note or doing whatever kind of thing. So it was awesome. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, I mean, I really had a good time listening to her hits, the Go-Go's hits, the whole thing. So
That's awesome.
it was fantastic.
Good time was happening.
And that's it. That's all I have to report to you guys of any importance. However, I do want to let everyone know about our A24 contest winner.
They want to know.
They want to know. So we have already alerted them, and in fact, their package has already been sent. But,
Yay.
it was Dakota M. from Lake Forest, Minnesota.
Aw.
Congratulations, Dakota.
I really wanted Dakota to get it too.
Well, good.
Yeah.
We were kind of rooting for you.
There you go. Isn't that illegal? to like,
Just rooting.
Kinda like
we
inside
didn't,
trading
we
in a
didn't
way,
pull any
but-
strings.
No.
Nope.
The random wheel picked who the random wheel picks,
It
but
did.
You know who we also forgot to shout out, and we didn't get permission, so I don't want to use the person's name, but somebody that watches or listens to our show wore our shirt to Disneyland not that long ago. Did you all see that? One of our fans?
No.
I
You know
missed
who
that.
you are out there.
Oh,
Um,
well, thank you,
yeah.
whoever you may be.
And it was just like, I believe they were also down there for, was it Monster Palooza or whatever big thing that we always miss that we didn't get to do. But they got to do it. And they wore our shirt. And like for somebody like me, and I know you love Disney
Yeah.
too, like it was like, we got to fucking go to Disney, even
Right.
like just with our friend, but we didn't get to go. But it's like, I was
Yeah,
in
I
Disneyland.
was there.
We were
The
there.
face was there anyway.
So thank you for wearing us in Disney. That like, really like, ugh,
Thank you.
it was really nice to go. It was really nice to go for free with you and all that.
Did you go in the Haunted Mansion for us, hopefully, a number of times?
I hope you did.
Yeah.
I hope you did.
That'd be
Yeah.
nice. And then just a reminder, the cult film series, of course, coming up in September. We've got some dates with Pee Wee Herman coming up.
We have dates.
Dates, September 7th would be the Pee Wee Herman double feature, Big Top Pee Wee, and of course, Pee Wee's Big Adventure. And then on the 21st is Stephen King's birthday. So god dang it, we're going to do 2 films for Stephen King, Stand By Me, and Sandra's favorite, The Green Mile.
No, sir.
So
Not,
there you
not
go.
Firestarter and Children of the
God,
Corn.
that would be so
The
tough to
remake
go.
of Firestarter,
People
yeah.
think they're seeing those movies, but it's actually the 2 remakes.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
People would love that. They'd love that.
They would riot.
Absolutely.
They would turn chairs over
Oh,
and
they'd be
destroy
so
the
happy.
screens.
He's so happy. Everyone would show up. You'd
All
sell
right.
out all the auditoriums.
So, what do you think? Should we talk about this movie?
Let's talk about 1985's The Bride. (1985's) The Bride.
The Bride.
So this was directed by Frank Rodin.
Frank.
Frank Rodin. Written by Lloyd Fonneville, and of course some must tip the hat to Mary Shelley for writing the amazing original content. So this is the story of Sting playing, I think his name is Charles. Frankenstein.
Yeah.
We got rid of it. Okay. So years later, some time has passed. He's made his monster. He decides to make Monster a mate, names her Eva. They're not getting along real well, Eva and Monster, and I fucking called that one. And then Eva stays with the doctor, and Frankenstein hits the bricks looking for fame and fortune.
It's a guy road trip.
It's a buddy road
comedy.
trip movie. I feel it only appropriate to start with the founder of this feast.
I would agree.
Caleb.
All right. So, also got to say, this was a blind watch for all of us. No, none of us had seen this before. So, okay.
I can't be held legally responsible.
Right. Yeah, there's my disclaimer. So when I was a kid, I loved reading Friday's movie review. They would come out every Friday. It was in the D section of the Press Democrat, case. And I remember reading this review about this movie. And for whatever reason, it has stuck in my head ever since. I've never talked to anyone that's ever seen it. Every once in a while, I'd be like, "Hey, have you ever heard of this movie, The Bride?"
Never fucking heard
nope,
of it.
Never heard of
I
it.
remember.
I knew Sting was in it because I was vaguely aware of the police at 11 years old.
Right.
I knew Jennifer Beals was in it because I was vaguely aware of Flashdance. That huge thing that happened in 1983. Had never seen it. Didn't know who she was. I just knew that she was part of this big thing that some older people that I may have been around, we're talking about. So now that I've seen it, I will say that the almost 40-year wait was not worth it at all.
Bummer.
This movie does not know what it's supposed to be. It's definitely not horror, which is what I wanted it to be.
It's what it calls itself.
It's not romance. It's definitely not a comedy. It's not a, Neil and I were talking at one point, and you didn't even see it in a video store or anything.
No.
And I think it's because they didn't know what section to put it in.
Yep.
So I don't know. I do not know how you mess up a movie about, Frankenstein's monster and the bride, but I feel they did.
Yeah.
What month did this come out in 85? Do we know?
I have no internet, so I can't.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Producer Scott will figure it out. But...
August. So I was not yet born when this came out.
Okay.
I feel like I get a pass.
All right.
That's right.
So,
I'm not
Neil and I were
responsible for
11 and a half.
Yeah.
I was 3 months old.
Scott was a little babe.
It's Scott's fault.
Yeah, but why this rattled around up here for this long? I have no idea.
Why was it stuck in your
Why do
craw?
I remember that, but I can't remember, people's birthdays or
We have to get your craw cleaned because I don't want to know what else is in there if this
I
was
don't
in
know.
there.
I do not know.
May I?
Oh, please.
So anyway, please forgive me for this pick. I am so sorry.
You're gonna need to say a few Hail Marys. And, yes.
You owe Scott and Sandra $3.
Okay.
And an hour and
I want
42
my
minutes.
I'm like 2 hours.
Was it 2 hours?
It's a 2-hour
It's
movie.
a 2-hour movie. It is a 2-hour movie
Didn't it feel longer?
that
Oh, yeah.
that
This
feels
is
longer than The
excruciating.
Postman.
Yeah. Longer than
I would watch The Postman again
I would rather watch The Postman
before I
again.
watch this movie.
Yeah, same.
Absolutely.
So it God, okay, there's actually some things that I liked about the movie, and I'll be happy to point them out. It's a good cast.
Mhm.
Really good cast, actually, good actors and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And Sting. No, he's fine. Sting's fine. Not in this movie. In this movie, I mean, the script that these poor people were working with was not good, and you always have to blame the director if a movie kind of falls apart too. It feels like it is two separate movies that neither of them good, but they try to vaguely almost tie it together with this psychic connection string that comes and goes. It's so
It makes no sense.
so laughable. And then it's like it's not horror. It's not a dark gothic romance. It's not a epic, but it thinks it's those things. It's like you're making a batter and you're like, oh, I don't have this ingredient, so let me just sub this ingredient in. And then it's like, but all the things separate. Like they separate because they're not supposed to be mixed together.
Right. The oil and the water and the whole thing.
Exactly. Yes. And the applesauce. And we're gonna walk you through it.
It just feels so pretentious.
And
it has no right to be.
I wanted to like this because I thought it was gonna be a gothic period piece, and I watched it fall apart before my eyes.
You know,
You said excruciating, I believe.
I was so here. Look at the last line. That's what I wrote as soon as it ended.
Jesus, what a god awful film. Oh, we'll talk about the ending. We'll get there.
That's just. But I mean, yeah. This to say that it fell apart would have to assume that it was constructed to begin with. That there's something that had to fall apart.
The bones.
I just. Yeah. You know, typically, like we try and find fun things. I mean, there are a few things I agree that I'll say I enjoyed about this film or that were good about it. But yeah, overall, I mean, this was a hard. I mean, I watched it over 2 days.
Damn, you had to split her up.
Same.
When I stopped it at the one point, I was like, "Oh my god, there's still that much left."
I think we all,
About the halfway point.
So,
like, I feel like this should be ending.
And Scott was like, I can't believe there's an hour left. And I'm like, well, look at it like this. We've already killed an hour. So.
No, I feel like I watched an entire movie, stopped it, and still had an entire movie left to go.
Yeah. We can get into it.
Right.
So.
But
yeah.
Let's make it fun.
Well, we always make it fun. So I would say, first of all, really loved the costumes and the set pieces.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, really pretty. I don't know where they filmed it.
I thought it was France and maybe a little bit of Italy.
There's that place where they film, and it's like near the mausoleum, I think, and it's got this big sculpture things.
Yeah, the statue type.
Yeah, I was like, is that real? Because that was really cool.
That was cool.
But yeah, the costumes looked gorgeous. Actually,
a
lot of the movie actually looks pretty darn beautiful.
No, so that was my main positive for this is that the production values, the staging and all that kind of. I have an actual term that it's called that I wrote down. That's not hard to figure out when you do set designs and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But all that was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, everything, locations and all that was great.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We had no issues with where it was. You know what I mean? What they filmed around and the costumes they were wearing.
What a waste of
just
like
that
good
it
actors.
Stopped there.
Yeah.
And even the music was, I don't know.
Oh, the music was bullshit.
It was like, it didn't fit.
It didn't fit at all.
It felt like it was like a Errol Flynn, like, adventure.
Yes, yes.
Right here, I have it right here. Opening music, really cheesy, like a 60s love story from here to eternity. That's what it was like.
Yeah,
when they're on the water.
Like this orchestral, sweeping,
It thinks it's an, like, MGM epic or something. Like, yeah. And that there was a few good uses of theremin here and there that actually was like, for producer Scott and I, we were like, oh, do you hear that? It actually sounds good. Like, yeah, some nice theremin. But otherwise, it was almost like they were using like open stock like music or something.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
And I don't think they were.
It didn't fit. It did not fit.
It opens with a way that I was very excited and I appreciated. A nice, dark and stormy night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in a castle. And it's in
and I love that 80s,
lab.
I love that 80s lightning. That
oh my God,
fake bullshit lightning.
It looks like chalk. Yeah.
I love it, though. I love it. It's so nostalgic.
You won't find someone that loves mad science more than producer Scott. And that was a quality lab.
That was an awesome. Oh, yeah. That was great.
Okay, but producer Scott, if you were going to design a contraption that had to lower down from the ceiling, right, to deliver energy to reanimate a body, would you have sand poured from a barrel into another bucket to lower it to make the thing come down? Because when you want to go back up, How the hell are you supposed to really make that
And
same,
especially
then go back
you
up?
are very. Keep in mind, you are very wealthy. You are very wealthy.
And you have an open container of sand.
It's some guy. Start the
There's a
sand
better
flow.
way to ballast it.
Stop the sand flow. No, I said stop it. The guy's like trying to stick his finger.
I mean, theaters have figured out how to do drops with ballasts in much better ways.
Since like the ancient
For a
Greek
very
times.
long time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing they used to set a pulley system to hoist her up.
Yes.
Why did they change it for this thing that had to do that? I mean, yeah, it made no sense.
No.
It made no, and that was not some guy. That was baby Anthony Spall, and I flipped my fucking lid because so at one moment it was pretty much at the exact same time. Producer Scott was like,
Is that Peter Pettigrew?
"Is that Peter Pettigrew? Is that Worm too?" And I was like, "His name is Anthony Spall," and like he's an amazing actor, and he has like no lines. He has a few like grunts, and then he fucking dies.
He's
Yeah.
got when he's
Yeah.
on fire falling
He must
off
have
the
been.
thing.
He looked like a toddler in this movie.
Yeah,
A lot
poor-
of young people,
poor
which we'll get
Paulus.
to. But yeah, he didn't. Poor Anthony Spall. I will say I liked the way the bride looked with her white drapey bits, and she was kind of like almost like a mummy.
Right?
Very impractical
Yes.
for what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Um,
Didn't make a lot of sense, but it looked cool.
It did look cool.
And I think that's what it was all about. It's all about the looks.
I really didn't. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was to say production design. That was the word I was looking for.
Production
The production design of the
design.
movie was well done.
First class.
I was starting to get I could forgive the sand. I was starting to get red flags when Clancy Brown, great actor. Again, everybody in this movie is good actor. Clancy Brown. He's sitting there like rocking and making like grunty sounds, and I was like, what the fuck is he doing? And Scott's like, I think he's really excited. And I'm like, that's disgusting. And I can't. And I just knew Mr. Monster was gonna come on way too strong. Did we all have that feeling that he was just gonna lurch at her?
Well, I think that groaning was whenever the lightning struck her body.
How somehow it had
And
his
this is,
sympathetic
they're
pain.
already saying that there's this connection that makes
Yeah.
no sense between the two of them. I think that was his, ouch, lightning is hitting my body.
Of course it was.
I assumed he had the same reaction to pot that Caleb did, and he just sat there and rocked in the corner after smoking a bowl. So, but
That's not true.
Guess not.
Sometimes Caleb falls asleep.
That's after rocking.
Oh, is that post rock?
Hyperactivity, rocking,
Yeah.
sleeping.
I love it. Now I understand. So yeah, the monster comes on way too... Well, first of all,
He does come on way too
Frankenstein is a
strong.
dick. Like, you can tell. And the way he's, like, yelling at everybody, and then he's, like, tells them they ruined the body, but she looked absolutely fine and not burned or anything. So...
Not burned. There's no stitch marks anywhere.
There's no-
no. She's like flawless.
Yeah. But he's still an asshole. So yeah,
Well, yeah.
so
you're talking about Dr.
Doctor,
Dr.
yeah.
Frankenstein.
so the monster comes
or
on.
Baron. actually.
Baron.
Right. I know. We should like establish Baron, Doctor, or
Charles.
Frankenstein, or Charles
I think just Sting.
is the Doctor, or just Sting.
Sting it is.
Little baby Gordon Sumner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember that name.
Gordon
That,
Sumner.
that might come up later.
So comes on way too strong. For me, says the monster, and Sting is like, okay, but I mean, let's calm down a little bit here, and he scares the lady. He just comes off like an absolute entitled child,
Like a monster.
throws a fit, and destroys the place. And they think he's dead. He's not dead. He's just escaped.
He ran out.
But in all this time, he's never gotten a name.
No.
He's never, I'm getting the impression he's never been shown any sort of, and I'm not saying what he's doing is okay and is absolutely not okay.
No.
But I'm saying there is a huge disparity between how he was treated
Yes.
by the doctor
Right.
and how Eva is going to be. We don't know this yet, but
Yeah.
it's like nothing,
Yeah.
a whole bunch.
It seems like Sting tired of his creation, his toy,
Mhm.
rather fast.
Right.
Didn't want to...
Because it wasn't perfect enough for him.
I think so, and didn't care to teach
Right.
him how to be a person again or anything like that. Yeah, never give him a name. And, like, no, like, So Sting is going to try to fool you in this movie several times into thinking he is a good person, but Sting is not a good person. So
Sting will sting you.
let's. Do we want to? Okay, well, I'm just going to go in order of what we see. Monster is on the road. Monster saves a little person named Ronaldo, and they become buddies. So David Rappaport, the actor who plays Ronaldo, is a fantastic actor.
Yes.
And I think he had some of the better material to work with in this film too. Like really, really true. And I recognized him from things, and I was reading about him, and I didn't realize that he actually passed away a long time ago. He died by suicide. It was like he had a lot of struggles with mental health. He was very young, and I think he was he was in his 30s, and it's just heartbreaking. I mean, he was like in this bleak fucking movie. You have Ronaldo.
He is our lighthouse on a dark and stormy night.
Yeah.
So David Rappaport, for me, he easily was the bright spot of this film.
Yeah.
Easily.
Oh, yes.
The minute he showed up, I screamed. I
David
went,
Rappaport!
"Oh my God, David Rappaport!" And I of course know him best from Time Bandits.
Right.
You know, when he played Randall, and I absolutely loved him in that movie. I love that movie in general, but I loved him in that film. So when I saw him, I was like, "Oh, thank God, there's something." Okay.
Oh, somebody's here.
Yeah.
I know. It's like going to a party and you know somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
That you
But-
didn't want to go to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, just his voice and the way he, carries himself in this
A lot
film
of
for sure.
charisma.
Lots of charisma.
It's actually, again, it's one of the, I think, better material that he had to work
It's
with
like,
too.
and unfortunately, we don't get a lot of. I mean, this is the
Yes.
storyline that I want to see. Right?
I'm sure most
I
people-
want to see
Yes.
the
Yeah.
buddy road trip of these,
Yeah.
these two guys that clearly like each other. That's the thing. No one seems to like. All the other characters don't seem to like each other,
No.
or they want something, or they want
Yeah.
Right.
these two. And I was kind of waiting for Ronaldo to like
Turn.
fuck him over,
Yeah.
and he never does.
He never
ever.
does. And he is, he can relate
Yeah.
to the monster.
But he teaches.
He
you know,
named- he-
something
he's
that
like, let's
he's
do a name.
He's never received before.
Victor. He names him Victor.
He gives him a name. Yeah.
Victor Frankenstein, which is not
Very
original.
original,
It's typically that's the
Weird.
doctor's name. So
Right.
Right.
why did it go?
Well, that's him in the book, right? Is Victor?
Yeah.
And then in the Universal movie, it's Henry.
Oh,
Is that right?
Is it? I thought it was still Victor.
I don't
I'm tripping.
recall.
I don't
I
know.
thought it was Henry in the movie. In the
So they can relate to one another, and it's kind of a nice thing. And they can benefit one another because Ronaldo can teach Victor these skills and how to get by in the world.
Right.
But also Victor can
how
help
to,
Ronaldo.
How to
Yeah.
rob a church. I love that.
Oh yes,
Yes.
I like that church. I said that. I'm glad they robbed that church. That's fucked up to toss them out like that, and then they get thrown into the water.
Oh, that's right. When they get drunk,
Yeah, which was like.
because people didn't like.
But see, that was okay. So even that scene in the tavern, there was like parts of that scene. It's just a microcosm of the movie that was cute, but the pacing was fucking awful. And it's like a lot of this movie, the pacing.
It's just like it just sort of ping pong balls back and forth between this story. That's
What's that game? Pong from your childhood?
That story. This
Yes.
story. That's
Yeah.
And Pong was like a super slow moving game too.
Yeah,
So yeah, very.
Depending which level you were playing, of course. But,
sure.
But also, they have this connection. When Victor has a hangover, why doesn't Eva feel it?
Why don't they feel everything together all the time? It's
Right.
so sporadic.
Yeah, it makes
No, it makes sense. So yeah, basically, there's like you said, the movie diverges into two different stories. Basically, the Sting and Jennifer Beals one that no one gives a shit about.
No one asked
It's
for it.
So
Like,
goddamn
boring
boring
and
and
lame.
pointless. And then you have the buddy one, which is more entertaining at least. So
So speaking of those two, so
Which two?
Eva
Okay.
and Sting.
all right.
So I mean, it's like we're all picking up. They even mentioned Pygmalion, My Fair Lady, same diff, right? Where
Right.
he's like, I want to mold her into a man's equal, and he actually has this kind of a bit of a progressive, dare I say, outlook about like, why can't a woman be equal to a man? And but it turns out he's all
Well-
men. It really do be all men, and he doesn't like it when she has autonomy. But
Right.
yeah,
But when he says that, though, his friend, Cheval, I think was his
Yeah.
name, he's just like, you know, I can think of something else I'd rather do with that woman. You know, just
he's
like,
so gross.
yeah, I mean, and he's like all ratty-eyed and beady, ponytailed little bitch.
Oh my god! Don't hold
And that
back.
scene where they're aggressively petting their horses, where he's
What the fuck was
remember that?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like all yanking on the mane, like
Le-
petting.
Leave the horses
I
alone.
know.
And they were, that's right, they were trying to spear the pheasant. And
Yes.
Scott was like, the fuck is this? And I'm like, they are gentlemen playing gentlemen's
Right.
games.
Yes.
But Sting, I will give him this, his face when he was like riding with his spear out.
Yeah.
He was committed, full tilt, 100% committed.
I bet that was the funnest part of this production for him, was learning how to do spear with
How
the
to-
pheasant.
How to sword pheasant.
skewer.
And...
Must have been, 'cause he sure as hell didn't learn how to act for this movie. So, Jesus, criminy.
So we're gonna, and the friend being gross too, like, Sting kind of actually says in a way, he says, I'm not going to take advantage of her if she can't consent. And again, it's like, for 1985, this was not happening in movies a whole lot. So it's like, that's kind of nice.
It
So
is,
again,
But he
Until,
changed his mind.
Yeah, until-
I know.
because it really do be all men at the end of the day. So
How
they
about-
rob a church.
did you guys notice I feel like Columbia, this is a Columbia film, which in 1985, when they had released Ghostbusters a year before. I believe they recycled some Ghostbusters music in this movie, because there's some parts where you get that,
Yeah.
and I was like, I must kept like going like, no one's sitting next to me. I'm like looking like, hey, this is like Ghostbusters. What are they doing? I got you, Columbia.
There's one part
I didn't notice that, but
I love that.
and I'm not gonna.
Scott did.
I'm not gonna rewatch. I'm not gonna rewatch it again to find
Yeah,
out.
what are you talking
I'm gonna take your word for it. It's
Oh, okay.
perfect.
Have you ever seen it? Well, actually,
They're really cool.
Have you ever seen
Yeah.
a theremin played? It's really cool.
They're
It's really
You don't
cool.
touch
They're
the
really
instrument.
cool.
It's an electric instrument that does notes and volume based on how close or far away. your
Honey,
hands
did you
are.
not know what we were talking about when we said theremin?
No, I did, but
Okay.
I didn't know that was what the theremin sounded like or what it was.
I was
so.
like, oh, poor Angel, you could have
No.
said what theremin?
I,
What theremin, though?
I know it's an instrument of sorts,
Oh,
but now I know.
Um,
It's the heat. Give me a
It's-
break.
I want one of those, and I want a jaw harp from Bound.
That's
Those are
right.
the
I
two.
used to have one of those. Those are so much fun to play.
There was one point I have noted here when I think Eva escapes to the mausoleum because she's starting to have existential crisis, and
Mm-hmm.
she picks up a skull and she's like, "Can I have it?" And I was like, "Oh, that's very me."
That is
Like,
you.
yeah.
That's exactly you,
yeah,
actually.
that's
Yeah.
totally you.
I like. How about the part where she's one of the banal segments between the two of them when they're sitting by the fire. He's in this chair and he's doing this all the time in his chair.
Yeah,
and she's kind of sitting by
man-spreading.
right, and she's kind of by the side. And it might have been after they came back from I don't remember.
Yeah.
But she's like, and they're sitting there, and then she's like, I'm cold, and they're sitting in front of this goddamn giant fireplace. And I'm like, maybe move a little closer to that 10-foot wide fireplace behind you.
If you can express you are cold, you can surely detect how to get
The-
closer to the
Yes,
fire.
the heat source behind you.
Yes. Or perhaps a nice fur throw you could put
Isn't that
on.
the fireplace from The Devil's Advocate, though?
Scott also thinks that was another
Maybe.
recycled
Could
prop.
be.
So the buddies, the buddies as they're known, they meet up with the circus, the traveling circus, in Budapest, right?
Okay. I'm sorry. Don't they make it sound like the trek to Budapest is going to be like really long?
Yes.
And and they're there like. It seemed like they went to. I mean, maybe weeks passed. It didn't seem like it was like 2 days passed.
Scott, how long does it take to walk from Germany to Budapest?
Non-stop, 12 days.
Okay. I didn't get the feeling.
Which is a physical impossibility. So let's just say 24 days.
So that's still
But think of how much learning Eva got
yes
in that time period.
The time frame makes no sense because again, it's like they make it seem like, oh, we're gonna have to trek forever,
Exactly.
but we don't really see that passage of time. Not that I'm
No,
asking him
we
to
don't
show
see it.
but
I assumed it was happening
Right.
because I mean she's read all these books in this point
she's
in time.
learned.
She's yeah.
And also, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but when she finally goes into the tower, it's like cobwebs and dust and stuff, and
Right.
it makes it look like 2 years has passed. The fuck is happening in this
I don't
movie?
know.
So we
You
I
get
know,
think they were in the
I-
circus for quite some time.
I do. We could have
Okay.
done. We could have done with
Yeah.
6 months later, 2 years later.
Something.
Little blurb at the bottom of the screen.
I would have
would
loved
helped.
that.
Yeah, see, I had no issue once they were at the circus. For me, it was when they were getting
Getting to it. Okay.
to Budapest.
Okay.
You know, it was that trek. I'm just like, I don't think you can just walk there that quickly. I feel like it's a little
Well, and
longer.
especially like they're on foot and it's the olden day. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know. It just feels like it's not gonna.
They have no money.
They have no
are,
money.
There's
you
no
know,
freeways. It's not like you can
Right.
get there that
There's
quickly.
no
There's no
trails.
Uber. I mean, they were walking. Anyway.
Yeah, and she was probably cold because he was cold.
Oh, you're right. Maybe that's why.
It wouldn't matter how close she got to the fire. If he's cold, she's cold.
So a lot of the circus folk, especially the management,
They're mean.
they leave something to be desired.
Mean.
So there's this one guy. He has this mullet wig. This wig haunts me. And he was the one that, well, eventually he does the murder, but I called him the monkey and the ape guy. Bella is the character apparently has a name and it's Bella. But yeah,
His mullet game was, I mean, it's like a party all up here,
yeah,
and then like, definitely a whole lot back here.
but not so much here or there.
But he does like a lot of leering in the background, and not,
So much
you know,
leering.
Yeah.
But doesn't really say a lot,
Him and the manager both just leer constantly.
and try to screw him out of money.
And Ronaldo fights for equal rights and equal pay, which is like so fucking cool.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Again, I keep waiting for him to screw Victor over, and he just
Doesn't do it.
never
No.
does.
And the
Victor and Ronaldo are friends.
right.
circus manager is very hairy. He's got very hairy shoulders.
Well, maybe they should have dispersed the hair more evenly between Bella and he, so
Perhaps.
Bella could have had a
You're
better
right.
wig.
He kind of did have a Georgie Animal Steel look to him. He just didn't have the green tongue.
I would
No,
say it
and he
was
should have
worse.
had the green
I would say
tongue.
it was worse.
The man's hair was the least of my concerns. I was way more concerned with other things.
Okay.
Okay, so we all knew this was coming. How about the little baby Carrie Elwes?
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God. Actually,
Oh.
a fetus.
Okay.
Yeah.
I my thing is, oh god, I thought the acting was bad before. Enter Carrie always.
Shots fired. We have shots
I swear
fired
to
in the
God,
basement.
he wasn't screen tested. They just looked at him and said, "Kid, you're in the picture."
You look like Prince
Get your-
Charming.
Get your
Such an incredibly attractive man when he was young. No?
Yeah. I'm not. I'm just saying. No screen test. Just
Yeah.
get over here.
Get over
He's
here.
not. I'll put the shot. I'll do the hot take. I don't think he's a good actor. I've never thought he's a good actor.
I'm not talking about his
No,
acting.
I get you. But he's got a full head of hair, so
Yeah.
they put him in the movie.
Yeah, and
This
he's-
is
so-
He's
embarrassing
got a
because
great
Carrie
little
Elwes
smolder.
is here right now. Carrie, come on in. Welcome to the
Yay.
Gold Show.
I'm sorry, Carrie, and I don't know. I've always found there's an issue. And
You feel he's maybe a bit overhyped.
yeah, I just feel like I don't know. He can't deliver. I don't know. If you watch Saw, he was
I hated him in Saw.
the weakest
Not-
link
not-
He's
by
the weakest
in
link
all
in
of
Saw.
on all of Jigsaw's links. He was.
He is the weakest link.
Throw
in
it to
Saw.
me. Throw it to me.
Yeah, I mean. Anyway,
Yeah, that Carrie.
Carrie, no.
But
Carrie.
anyway, he is very
Bad.
young. I mean, he is. Oh man.
He's a fetus.
Smooth skin.
and he's a jerk.
No, he's a major asshole. Yeah, he's the fucking worst. So yeah, we got. Oh, at this point, I decided to make a note. Oh yeah, the psychic connection, because I mean, it'd been like an hour since
Right.
we saw it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, okay. Ronaldo's death, cruel and heartbreaking. That was fucked up.
That was sad.
Yeah.
And like the way it's slow because he does the crash, and then and then like Victor takes him outside, and he gives him his necklace, and it's horrible.
It's so there's a lot that we just kind of in one little thing. So there's the necklace piece.
They don't need to know.
Well, okay, so here's some
You
more
need to know.
absurdity. Here's
You
some
need to
absurdity,
know.
right? Oh, Randall. Sorry, that's the wrong movie. Wrong movie.
Monster Inc. Randall.
No, Time Bandits Randall.
Ronaldo.
David Rappaport, Ronaldo.
Yes.
He tells him about, you got to have a dream. My dream is to go to Venice. I've got this random gold coin from Venice around my neck. So I want to go there.
I even put a hole in it. Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's just like, how'd you get it? Why do you want to? I don't know. That made no sense to me. And then, of course, unfortunately, when poor Ronaldo was dying, he, of course, struggles to give it, the whole thing.
They always do.
Right,
in
and
the
says
movies.
give it to your. He doesn't even know.
Sweetheart or
He
something.
knows that Victor is in love with someone
Right.
Yeah.
that rejected him, but he's never talked about it. But he's
No.
like, give this to her.
Yeah.
I mean, it's heartbreaking. It's sad, but in the midst of this preposterous movie, it's hard to become upset for too long.
Right. I agree. I mean, we didn't even talk about the circus act they had together.
God,
But
it's,
It was great, though. I mean, my baby. So Ronaldo's up on a trapeze and pretends to get dizzy and falls, but he's actually connected to a rope.
He's got a
yeah,
tether.
which is very smart.
And
Yes.
Victor's down
Though-
at the
though
bottom,
we've
like
seen it in
dressed as an
Prague.
old lady, going
Yeah.
like, "My baby, my
Yeah.
baby."
And it was an accident how they got there, and that's part of the act, and
Right.
people love it.
And people love
And
it.
it's making him a lot of money. And Victor is a very useful employee too. He has the strength of 7 men.
This is true.
And-
he can drive a stake into the ground with one blow.
But what he really wants to do is ride horses. Because who doesn't? Who doesn't fucking love horses? Horses are God's
same.
most perfect creation. Like, we don't deserve horses. This we know.
I mean, since I can't actually ride a unicorn, I guess I'll settle for a horse.
So for a
but-
horse and a party cat. So the circus management just cannot have this. So circus manager didn't quite mean for Ronaldo to die. Bella kind of took it too far.
Right.
Bella will get his comeuppance.
Oopsie.
You mean up and comings?
That too.
Okay.
He'll get something. But it's a cross-eyed death, and it's very funny. Did you guys notice that? His
Yeah.
little eyes. Ooh, yeah. We were
I was
howling
I was
about
hoping
there.
that the lion was gonna he'd hold him
Right?
against the cage.
That's
and the
what I
lion
wanted.
was
They
gonna,
kept showing this lion
Right.
growling, like, you should use that.
right.
Yeah, maybe he's, and then you see him get thrown into it.
But-
You're like, oh, the lion's gonna escape. There's gonna be chaos. No,
Right. But once they showed the spikes, I'm like, okay, never mind.
I feel like that was the original idea for that death, and they couldn't figure out a way to do it convincingly.
Oh,
maybe
okay.
so.
That's my theory.
They couldn't convince them to make a good movie, but so they stopped. So they stopped there.
Well, the effects in this film were pretty good overall. I mean,
What little there were,
I mean, for a PG-13 movie, yeah,
there's not many things to
Huh?
do. Sandra of the Past made a note here again about the shitty soundtrack. Thank you, Sandra of the Past. Oh, so this is actually like one of the coolest eye candy parts of the movie is we have a masquerade.
Me too.
And I love that she's a cat because cats are scary to her.
You know what I didn't love about the masquerade? The glitter.
Oh, I loved the glitter. That was my favorite part.
No, I mean, it looked cool, but do you know how uncomfortable that would be?
Nobody covered their fucking drink.
Exactly.
It'd get in your fucking eye. It'd get in your drink. Like
Sting even
it's on
takes-
like
I know.
some of
He's
their
all holding his
lips,
drink up
and
still.
you're like, ew.
But maybe it was edible glitter because he was mad science.
That was
Maybe.
a hell of
I
a
don't
glitter
know.
bomb. That's all I gotta say. It was just like
But you know what else would happen? What was going on at the masquerade?
People were hooking
Humping.
up upstairs.
Whole lot of like, let's go to a dark corner
That's right.
because
That's
we
how
are
it was.
because we're horny and like puritanical or something.
Well,
and,
I mean,
like we're
that still happens-
sexually repressed. So
That
let's-
still happens at parties nowadays. But yeah, I mean, especially back then. I mean, they were still people. They're still going to sneak upstairs and hook up. Or whatever the two of them
it's just
did.
funny when they're walking down when Sting's walking down the hall.
And they're all like, oh,
because Eva and baby Carrie Elwes have
Yeah.
like gone up there as well.
I don't remember his character's name.
But he passes like 20 people like hooking up on the way.
And they have to
finding
slowly
them.
show each and every fucking
He's
one
like, oh,
too.
sorry. Oh, excuse me. Open
Exactly.
this door. Nope, not the party I'm looking for.
It's like, did we really, again, pacing. Did we really have, anyway.
Yeah, you have to see them all.
I don't even fucking know what happens. This part, I start to disassociate from this film. Now I do.
Okay.
But I know that Victor's on the lam. He buys a necklace from a traveling peddler. And the peddler almost ripped him
Who
off.
swindles him, but then
Thinks
doesn't?
better of it. Yeah. We still think that coin was probably way too much, the one he keeps.
Okay.
oh yeah, probably.
But at least, like, he appreciated Victor's earnestness and he had a moment of, like, fuck, I can't do this.
yeah, he tried. And he was like, no, I
But
guess
then-
I better not.
Oh, and Victor and Eva, like, run into each other and she's like, do I know you? And he's like, oh, no.
But he gives her the Venice
Yes.
Yep.
coin necklace.
And then he sees her looking all fancy in her finery to meet Carrie. And he gets all emo and chucks the necklace into the lake.
Well, because she had real diamonds.
Yeah, she doesn't want that stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Eva and Sting. I don't know if I'm jumping ahead or not, but they have a big argument.
he's back. I said here, Frankenstein's back to his old tricks.
Okay. Sting Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
the only Frankenstein.
And I said, lest we forget, he is the man who would play God and lie.
Yes. He finally makes. Well, actually, first before that, when he freaking threatens the poor maid about breaking her arm.
Break your arm if you
fuck
don't
was
tell
that
me.
about?
Jeez.
And then he fires her.
Sting throughout this whole movie is very handsy. He's
Yes.
always smacking people and
Or
pushing
horses.
them, and he's very like
Touchy.
aggressive. When things aren't happening his way.
Yeah. I mean,
Asshole.
he wants to know where Eva is, and he grabs the maid, twisting her arm, and trying to
Tell
make
me
her
where
tell
she
where
is,
she
or
is.
break your arm.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
it's-
damn, labor laws, yo.
So that is a fun director trick when you're dealing with an actor who is not very good at emoting without actually interacting with things.
You
So
threaten them?
It's very much a crutch, I feel, that the director had on Sting to get him to show some sort of action in his words.
Okay.
That's what I took from that.
Okay.
Interesting.
He's just a poor actor, and so they just made him mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's back to his old tricks. He's very jealous. He cannot stand that Eva, now that Eva has agency and wants to be her own person, he's like, well, yeah, but you're like supposed to like worship me though. Like you're supposed to fall in love with me. And she's like, well, no, actually it's not you. And he's like, well, that just will not stand. Let me attempt a sexual assault against you. It's like, I mean, given he's an asshole, but it really goes from like here to there.
Like he hasn't
Real
done
quick.
this at all, and now all of a
Yeah,
sudden,
like physically threatening the maid, and all of a sudden,
he's
yeah.
like, let me assault you.
He even says the
Ugh.
line was like, "I made you for a wedding, and this is the wedding night."
Ugh.
I was like, "Jeez, man."
Yeah, and so it's a little like, again, like we know Frankenstein is an asshole and all, but at the but at the same time, it feels, I don't, just really abrupt.
It almost
It
came out.
does.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah. So she passes out. Victor
Yeah,
comes
I mean,
in.
She's been super strong through this entire movie.
Conveniently, she faints.
And now she faints.
Well, it's because
when Victor shows up, and then they're gonna have their like final
well, it's
confrontation.
because they did a little Wizard of Oz there with the Wicked Witch and the broom is put on fire, and he puts the Scarecrow's arm on fire, right?
Yeah.
Did the exact same thing to Victor, like right on the arm. He's just like, oh, just like
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz.
And so I guess that made her
It
faint.
made her faint.
But I mean,
It's the psychic connection you see.
Yeah, that's equal.
Oh, that's it.
All things being
I don't know.
equal,
It just seemed bullshit that
Oh, it's
she's been like.
so
I mean,
fucking silly.
she was like fact checking him with throwing books at him, saying like,
that.
"You're wrong." It's this book,
And it was Shelley too.
Yeah.
So again, just so weird, and they have a weird epic battle through.
Again, with more like really odd music.
Yes, so weird. So then, really, Sting kind of he he's the enemy of his instrument of his own destruction, goes careening off of the roof, right? It's not even really Victor's fault. Then
Totally expected though.
yes.
Right, when once they go up high, you're like, oh,
Well, someone's going down.
Yeah.
Right.
Then Victor and Eva reunite, and she's like, hi, do you know we're like the same? And he's like, yeah. And then she says something like, but not like in a cool pinhead way. She says like, I have such sights to show you. And then the cheesiest fucking ending. I don't even have words. I cannot even describe the ending of this film.
she somehow gets 80s hair on the boat in
On a
Venice.
boat? But not even a big boat. Where are they going?
They're in Venice. I took
that
it
where
as them
that
being in
is?
They're in
Venice.
Venice.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like Venice.
No.
And
Like, if you want to show Venice, do the canals and the
They did show one guy in a boat
yeah,
at
going like
first
this.
doing that, so I took
You
okay.
blocked it out.
They went
It
to
was clearly a soundstage that they just flooded and
I don't
put a
know.
boat
Yes.
on.
Yeah.
I must have
even.
like rolled my eyes, and while my eyes were in the back
Maybe.
of my head,
And then they-
in my head, I missed all of
They
that.
tried to emotionally manipulate us by putting like the faces
right.
and
Yep.
Ronaldo's words.
Oh, and they do that. Yes.
Oh my god.
Chase your dreams or whatever the hell he says. It's just like, oh my god.
From where we started to here, it is not even the same film.
No.
It felt like they dragged out so much of the movie, and then all of a sudden they were at the 2-hour mark and be like, oh my god, we have to end it. Done.
I don't even know why they got so much film to use. Like, they shouldn't have had that much film allotted.
Waste of
I
a
know.
cast,
Yeah.
waste of a set and beautiful costumes. So fucking weird.
The movie might have maybe would done better if I had like a Sting musical interlude, like Labyrinth did or something. Like a sudden, you know,
Yeah.
I don't
At the
know.
Masquerade, they have
Oh my god, if this
Their
was
own
turned
When the
into a
World Falls
musical,
Down.
it actually might be pretty good.
There you go.
This
And
might
maybe,
make a
and maybe
good
if there are
musical.
some puppets like Labyrinth.
Everyone except for everyone except for Victor is a
So if we had a Goblin King, and then if we had
Right.
Jennifer Connelly running around,
And maybe
Oh.
if they actually made it a horror film instead
Yeah.
of like
or a true gothic
sexual
romance.
sexual politics and
I guess you could take it that Sting was the real monster,
Definitely was the
right?
real
I mean,
monster.
I don't know what they were going for. I don't know.
I
But-
just
Anyway, needless to say, this movie was a box office bomb. Their $13 million budget made $3 million.
how much is that in that money?
Hard to
Okay.
believe that they sold $3 million
So
in tickets to this fucking piece of shit movie.
you mentioned their budget of $13 million.
Well, how much is that in today's?
Well, I went down a rabbit hole on this because
Perfect.
I needed to see how this compares. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I want you to tell me if these films had a higher budget or a lower budget than this film.
Okay.
Okay,
Alright.
I'm going to start easy. Reanimator.
Lower.
Yeah, okay.
Much better film.
Ghostbusters.
Higher.
Okay,
Higher.
these are all 1985. Okay. Company of Wolves.
Who cares?
Higher.
Stupid movie.
It is lower.
Gee, I would go lower. Yeah,
It is
okay.
lower. Clue.
Higher.
Lower.
Lower.
It's higher.
Really?
Yep.
I think all the actors would add. Anyway.
Yeah.
Fright Night.
Ooh,
Fright Night had a lower budget.
I might go higher on that one.
Same.
Hmm.
Fright Night was lower.
Lower. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
Your man came cheap on that film.
No, he didn't.
Gremlins.
Grammys, that had to be a big
Spielberg
budget.
production higher.
Lower.
Lower.
Whoa! How much? Any idea?
9?
11 million.
11.
That's still
Wow.
significant.
All those gremlins.
And
Gotta pay
finally, The Terminator.
Oh,
Lower.
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 That was 9,
Wow.
right?
That surprised me.
9?
Actually, I have another one. Chorus Line.
Oh, that's got quite a cast though.
Who does? And you got to pay the rights for that. Higher.
Literally double. Legend.
Oh, Legend. Lower.
That went to Tom Cruise's hair, but
Literally double.
wow.
I don't know. That I found this to be really interesting.
Yeah.
The budget of this film is so specifically like right in the middle of the road. It just surprised me. That's all.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They
And a
spent
lot
all
of
the
it doesn't
money on-
make sense. You
No.
know, like
Yeah.
why this or why that? Why,
No.
you know, and I don't know. And, you know, when we had Jackie Kong on here, you know, she was saying that that whole budget thing is bullshit anyway. But
Yeah.
that's probably for independent pictures.
But still,
So-
it really makes you think. Oh Jesus!
I mean, they put money again into the design of the film, right?
Right.
I mean, and it shows, and whoever they hired did a good job.
Yes.
It was just
Yes. It's whatever.
the script was no good, the acting was
the
no
acting
good.
was terrible.
Did they think
Pacing
we
was
would
no
be fooled? Because we were not fooled.
No,
I mean,
we were
I don't
not.
think they went into it thinking we're going to make a bad movie. You
I
know,
kind of do.
No one does that.
I think they did it
but-
as a scheme, as a get-rich-quick
It's like
scheme.
a producer's situation.
Yes.
That'd be funny, but
Maybe.
I mean, after Dune, you know what Sting's capable of. I would have thought at that point. So,
what? Elaborate.
well, Dune,
Have you seen
Sting's
Dune?
character.
David Lynch?
Well,
Yeah.
he wasn't great, right?
Well, he was,
thought he was
He
okay.
didn't say anything
I'm
in that
basically trying to
movie.
get you.
No.
You've been dancing
Yeah,
around
no.
this whole episode that you hate Sting.
You know, he just walked
No,
around,
I don't actually.
he walked around shirtless, all greased
And his
up.
little-
Yeah.
in
little-
that little
With the
diaper.
hair.
Codpiece
Little Dune
thing,
diaper
or
with his
diaper,
spiky
yeah.
hair. So
Yeah.
he didn't talk.
Okay, you're right.
In this one, I mean, I guess he was the lead.
He was,
No one knows who's the lead in this movie.
I don't know. As soon as he attached, they probably got funding and went for it. Didn't care. I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah.
We've spent too much time.
I don't know.
We've
I
spent an
don't know.
adequate amount of time allotted
Alright.
for this film, and now we will move on.
All
We wanna
just
move
enough.
on.
You guys want to play a game?
Please.
All right, let's do it. Okay.
Okay.
So I believe we decided we're going to call this What's in a Name?
What's in a name?
Name
What's
is a
in a
name?
name?
What's in a name? All right. All right.
What for? What? It's
Okay.
name.
So, you know, in Hollywood, a lot of time, for various reasons, actors have to change their name
Yeah.
because you can't have two living actors that are in the Screen Actors Guild
Right.
with the same name.
They used to also make people
Because
change
the
their
check
name.
might go to the wrong person, and we
Yeah.
can't have that. So,
Yeah. Or they'd make people change their name, right? Yeah.
or they just have a weird name, not a weird name, but a different name. You know, they want to make it as marketable as possible. How's that?
Sure.
So, I'm going to give you some actors' given names, their birth name,
Okay.
and I want to see if you can figure out
Oh,
who it's going to be. Who
Are
it
we
is.
playing as a team?
Sure,
we are.
absolutely.
All right, let's go team.
So, like, for
got this.
example,
That's the worst time I've ever
for
heard.
example, Gordon Sumner, you would say
Stings.
Sting. That is correct. All right.
Gordon
right.
Sumner.
Are
That's
you
one.
ready?
We got one.
That's one.
We're on
Okay.
the board.
So you get one for example point. How's that?
Okay, take it.
Okay, you ready?
Got it.
I dropped my fan. Okay,
My fan.
Nigel Neal.
Nigel.
Nigel.
Neal. Is this multiple choice?
Neal. No.
No, right to you.
Sam Neill.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Wow.
got the full 5 on that one.
I
Good
confess
job.
I don't know them all,
Okay.
but I have read a
No, that's
BuzzFeed
okay.
list or
That's
two
okay.
where they've
All
sure
right.
used
Sandra, I
names.
think you're gonna get this one.
Good
Okay.
job.
Robin Fenty.
Robin Fenty.
Fenty.
That's Rihanna.
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Okay, so it's
Good
also we're talking
job.
performers
Good job.
Wow.
Ah,
in general. Okay.
Excellent.
So this is
excellent.
all sorts of performers, directors,
All
actors, could be
sorts,
anything.
You know, we don't
Thank,
discriminate.
can I say? Can we get some thank you, Sandra, for the points?
Yo, yeah, I'm like in shock. I'm like in awe. I'm in. Thank you.
All right. This is probably one of my favorite names. So,
I'll hitch my circus wagon
Maurice.
to your
Maurice Micklewhite.
Maurice Micklewhite.
Maurice Micklewhite.
No idea.
Can we get a genre?
Yeah, something.
Sure. He played a character named Hoagie.
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 In television or films, we get anything?
That would be film.
Hoagie. I don't know.
It was a sequel to something that we have talked about.
Oh.
He played Nigel Powers.
Oh, like the father of Austin Powers.
Oh, Michael
Michael
Caine.
Caine?
Yeah.
Michael Caine. That's right. All right.
So, right
you
now,
get 3 points.
Scott,
for
that
one.
is unprecedented from producer Scott to
I
get a
know,
question
right?
like that.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job.
But
And I feel
Maurice Micklewhite.
like
Wow.
my
To
streak,
Michael Caine.
my
Yeah.
streak was up here, and it's just it's
It's
gone.
only one. You got this. It's only one.
All
I
right.
shake it off.
Now this is by far my favorite name change. I
Okay.
love this one. Archibald Leach. or Archie Leach.
Archie Leach, which is
This
John
is
Cleese's name, and
This is a very famous
Actor?
actor.
well, that's John Cleese's character's name in
Alive
Fish Called
or
Wanda.
Dead.
Archie Leach.
All right, that must be dead, very dead.
Very dead.
Archie Leach.
I know this
This
one.
is a old actor.
Oh.
It's like
They all changed their names.
He
Frank
played
Sinatra.
he played a character named John Roby in a. Is this an Alfred Hitchcock film? I think it's a Hitchcock film. I could be wrong about that.
Well, I'm going to just take a stab,
Okay.
and I'm going to say Cary Grant.
Correct.
very good.
Wow.
Your clues were a big help.
Correct.
But I still get the full point.
Well, I had to give you one hint, so you get 4
4.
points.
That's pretty good. That's still a B.
The final clue is going to be sounds like scary plant.
I'm like Audrey.
Like I actually went that
Audrey.
far. Okay, next one. Shelton Lee. Shelton Lee.
Shelton Lee.
So this is a. This person is still living.
They're still alive.
Okay.
He has done some acting, but that's not necessarily what he's known for.
Okay.
It's not Sting.
He
No,
played a
it's not
character named Shorty. He played.
It's John Travolta.
No, he played a character named Gamut Half Pint. Sorry.
Gamut Half Pint.
That character sounds familiar, but I don't.
Okay. All right. Now here's the good one. You get less points if I read it though, and you don't get it. He played a character named Mars Blackman. Remember Shelton Lee?
Nah.
No, nothing. No. All right. Spike Lee.
Oh.
Spike Lee. Remember? Was it the shoes? Spike Lee,
Oh,
the
yes.
Michael Jordan.
Mostly a
commercials.
director.
Yeah, mostly a director.
Okay. But he did. You're right. He did
But
some
he
acting.
did a lot of acting. Okay.
We didn't get it.
No.
All right. Next one. Natalie Hirschlag. Natalie.
Nettily?
Natalie.
Natalie.
Hirschlag.
Natalie Portman.
Boom!
Yes.
Oh!
Wow.
Good
Very
job.
good job.
Let's
Very
go.
good
I
job.
had no idea that
Alright.
wasn't her.
So if I had said Evie, would you have gotten that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We would have got there real quick.
All right.
Evie, why? Because she was.
There you go. Okay. Mark Sinclair.
Well, that could just be anyone.
I've
Mark
definitely seen that one on the
Sinclair.
BuzzFeed list.
Is that Bruce Willis?
It is not. He played Private Caparzo.
Don't know.
in
These
a-
are hard
in
clues,
a-
Caleb.
In a Steven Spielberg film, no?
Oh,
Okay.
like in Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay,
maybe.
so Vin Diesel.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I got one finally.
Nice. Good job, Neil.
He changed his name to Vin Diesel.
Yeah, I know. Mark Sinclair to Vin Diesel.
Vin
Wow.
Diesel sounds tougher.
Sure.
Yep. My name is
He
Vin
should've
Unleaded.
He just should have I think he probably legally changed his name to Dominic Toretto at this
Right, seriously.
For real.
Dominic Groot Toretto.
Oh, I was gonna say, let's put some respect on that group.
It's all about the family.
No, you mean it's all about the family.
Okay. Wait, that's where Arnold Schwarzenegger voice.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Krishna Pandit Benji.
Ooh, that's a great name.
Krishna Pandit Benji.
Beautiful name.
Oof.
Oh, I'm gonna need
He
clues.
played Mazarakam in a remake of a very, very famous novel. No, okay.
No. Nope.
He played Itzhak Stern in another Steven Spielberg film. A lot of Steven Spielberg clues, I'm realizing. I didn't even... No. Okay.
Ben Kingsley?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
My
Nicely
next
done.
clue is Cosmo.
Okay.
And
I would have got
knew-
that one.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
From Sneakers.
Sneakers, baby.
Okay. Barbara Quigley.
Barbara
Oh, I feel like
Quigley.
she knows
Just say the
this.
first Quigley you can think of.
Linnea quickly.
Yes!
Okay.
Oh, dang, Neil.
I that just seemed too
Okay.
on the
Much
nose.
more interesting name.
All right. Brian Trout.
Oh, I definitely know
Brian
this
Cox.
Brian Trout.
Brian
no,
Cox.
not Brian Cox.
one. I definitely know this one, but
I know you know who it is.
Ah!
Any
clues?
You want a clue?
Clues.
Brian
He
Bass.
played a character named Chris Hooker in a movie that you love.
I do love. Who's Chris Hooker though?
I mean, you'll get in this next one. This guy has done a very small body of work, but he's very famous for one role in particular, which is Billy Loomis.
Oh, Skeet.
Skeet.
Down, Skeet, down.
Brian-
He
Oh,
changed
Rick.
his name
Brian-
to Skeet.
Brian Trout.
Yes, I remember. Okay, so where I had to root that out of is like 16, Tiger Beat, Teen Beat, Bop, B Beat, like that part of my little millennial brain back there.
That part
Right.
you tried to forget.
It's like Celine, your favorite singer, says, "It's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next
Good
one.
old Celine.
Real name, Michael Douglas.
Michael Keaton.
Correct.
I remember that factoid.
Yeah.
Now that you say it, I remember that.
Yep. Correct.
It could
Correct.
be only one. It's like Highlander.
Okay. Karen Johnson. Karen with a Y. Caryn. Karen Johnson.
Karen Johnson. Boy.
I can't think of her name.
Paint us a
Oh
picture.
my god, from Contact.
Oh,
Jodie Foster?
Is it Jodie Foster?
No.
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 Oda Mae Brown is a character
Oh, I know that one.
and a very, very one of the sleeper hits of 1980. Can't
Yep.
remember.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Whoopee. Sister Act.
Yep.
That was my next clue. Dolores.
Ghost.
Dolores Van Cartier.
Yeah.
And if you didn't get that one, Guinan.
Yeah.
Okay. Bernice Frankel. Bernice
Frankel.
Frankel.
There's lots of people with the last name
I
Frankel,
know,
so that's like just
Frankel.
throwing me
But-
right
but
now.
this is something Sandra would
Should know.
probably know.
Frankel.
So she played a character named Vera Charles.
Vera Charles.
Vera Charles
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
from a movie.
Karen Charles.
From Auntie Mame. Well, is it?
Maybe.
Oh my God! What's her fucking name?
Oh no, it's you know this name. She played a character named Maud Findlay.
Oh! I'm thinking of the wrong Auntie Mame. This is Dorothy Spornak. This is
Real name is.
Real name is
B. Arthur.
B. Arthur.
B.
Thank you.
Arthur.
I was thinking of a different version of Auntie Mame, but she
Okay.
did play Vera Charles in the
Mame,
Lucille.
not Auntie Mame.
Well, because
so.
she's in Mame with Lucille Ball,
Right.
not the Rosalind Russell version
Okay.
from the 30s. I
This
know what
next
the
one,
fuck I'm talking
There are no
about.
clues. It's just you get it or you don't.
I'm gonna say a
But
prayer
you
real
get
quick.
5 points if you do.
Hail payment.
Okay,
Give us their true names.
so just
Break.
think of, just whatever. All right. Olivia Cockburn.
Olivia Newton-John.
No. Can you another Olivia?
Wild.
Yes. 5 points.
5 points.
Diane Hall.
That's Diane Keaton.
Yes.
Yes, I
Very
know that one for
good,
sure.
Very good.
Yes.
Both of you.
Francis Gum.
Francis Ford Coppola.
No, that's
Sternhagen.
no, shh, you're making me lose it. It's Judy Garland.
Yes, it is.
Oh God, people. Robert Osborne. Everything I know, I learned from Robert Osborne.
Susan Weaver.
Susan Sarandon.
No.
Susan Weaver.
Weaver. Weaver.
Weaver.
Susan Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yes.
Very good.
Oh,
Austin Post.
Austin Powers. No, just kidding.
Yes, that's a real person.
Austin
Awesome.
Hooper.
Austin Post.
Austin
Post.
Post.
Austin Post.
Post. Kevin Costner. Because he's the postman.
No.
No?
No. Emphasis on the post.
Post Malone.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Austin, of course. Oh my God.
Good job.
What a fake fan I
All
am. I
right.
can't remember.
Reginald or Reggie Dwight?
Oh.
Yep.
This is
I know that one.
This is a singer.
Post Malone.
No, wait.
The guy danced on the ceiling?
Lionel
No.
Richie?
No.
No, okay.
No, wait. Is that David Bowie?
No.
No.
Reginald.
Reggie White. It's his name sounds nothing like.
Stevie
Reggie
Wonder?
White.
No. You'd either
Either you know it or you don't.
Yeah, you know it or you don't. That's Elton John.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Elton.
Elton. Sir Elton John.
Okay. Christopher Bridges or Chris Bridges.
Christopher Reeves?
No.
Nash Bridges.
But he's a friend of where'd he go?
Of one of the other guys on there?
Of Mark Sinclair.
Who is Mark Sinclair again?
Vin Diesel.
Oh.
Paul Walker.
Nope.
Okay, well, it's either got to
right,
be...
right track though.
Shit. Wait, say the name again?
Christopher or Chris Bridges.
Ludacris.
Yeah.
Yes, I did know that. Okay, besides the clue, I did know that because he has acted in things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Winona Horowitz.
Winona Ryder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Norma Mortensen. I never knew this was her last name.
Norm MacDonald.
I knew the first name was her real name, but
Norma?
I didn't know because Reginald Dwight wrote a song about her.
Oh, Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
Oh, so it must have been Norma Jean.
Norma Jean Mortensen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
I thought Jean was real.
Yeah.
Right now.
All right. Dana Owens. Iconic female music person turned
Madonna.
actor.
No.
She might have had you straight tripping, boo.
You want me straight tripping, boo.
I don't know.
No?
Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
Oh. That was good. We love her. She's amazing.
Pulled that one out of my arse.
Sorry, forgive me for this one. Isor Danielovich.
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 Is that Mila?
No.
She made it
Isor,
more hard?
This is a very, very, very famous person. I believe he lived to be about 100.
Wow.
Maybe even older than that.
What is he, an entertainer?
He's an entertainer.
Yeah.
He's like he may have said something along the lines of, "Are you not entertained?" But not like that.
Russell Crowe.
But old.
Oh,
Old version.
From My Cold Dead Hands.
Charlton Heston.
No. Charlton Heston wasn't a gladiator, as far as I know.
I don't freaking know movies.
Wait, no, hold on. We can get this. Tony Curtis?
He stars in the movie that I'm sort of
alluding to.
referencing. Or was that co-star? He wasn't the star, but
Burt Lancaster.
no, but they starred in a movie together.
That's right.
Oh, no!
Son of a
He's
biatch.
like the father.
Kirk Douglas.
Yes.
Get there eventually.
Kirk Douglas.
That was
hot.
Good.
That was rough.
Okay, one more. Last
Okay.
one.
Okay, we're gonna get it.
Marion Morrison. Marion
Male or female?
Morrison.
Karen Allen.
Male.
Male. Never mind. Marion. Librarian.
Harrison Ford.
No, but sort of, kind of. I mean, this person is a lot older than Harrison Ford, but
Sean
Sir
Connery.
Alec Guinness.
what? I heard no Connery.
Sir Alec Guinness.
No.
We need a hint.
He's American. There's no hints on this round.
American and name again.
This guy is like an American icon.
You said he lived to be
Wait,
100?
Marion? That's John Wayne.
That is John.
Oh,
Wayne.
Oh.
yeah, motherfucker. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Good job.
And looking up that led me to something else. If you seriously want to read something fucked up about this guy, go read his 1971 Playboy interview.
Oh, I've read it.
Woo!
Yeah, was it last year that got circulated again?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's like yikes.
Wow.
Yikes.
Very good job, guys.
Good job,
let me add
Caleb.
this up.
Hey, what did we get? We must have a lot. Well, while you're adding that up, should we talk about next 2 weeks from now?
Yeah, I think you should.
That way Caleb can do it. Okay. It is my pick for the next film. And I am choosing the yin to the yang of Lair of the White Worm, which is a little film currently right now called Witchery. Witchery. Also known as Witch House Part 2 or something, and like Ghost House. No, Witch House, Ghost House 2. It's got like 5 different names over the years. Witchery is the name you can currently find it at on Tubi. It's got Linda Blair. It's got David Hasselhoff. It's an Italian film they did in America, one of those kind of things they did.
Oh, I'm excited.
Don't get too excited.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
What year is it?
Mid-80s.
Mid-80s.
Yeah. So that is the film that we are going to talk about next. Witchery.
Bring it on.
Witchery, like witch with an E-R-Y at the end for some reason.
The
I
one
don't
with
know why.
Linda Blair and David Hasselhoff in it.
Yep, that's the one. And again, you can get it on all those fine Tubi type channel for free.
For freezies.
Yeah, I forgot to mention about this episode. By the way, you guys got 106 points, which, as far as I know, is a Cult Show record. So
Nice.
Very,
Yes, it is.
very good job. Well played, all of you, all 3 of you. Excellent,
Thank you.
Excellent. I also want to say that Jennifer Beals, for tonight's pick, the bride, was nominated for a Razzie.
Oh.
But Sting wasn't?
But Sting wasn't. She was
Ugh.
the only person.
Wow, that's sexist.
Only Jennifer Beals got nominated.
That's not
Didn't
fair.
win, though. Do you know
Who
who
won?
did win?
Cherry Always.
Linda Blair for Night Patrol.
Oh, nice. Good old Night Patrol. I like it. All right, so that's what we're doing. Witchery. Witchery Dickory Dock. Also known as Ghost House 2, Witchcraft, La Casa 4, Witchcraft, Return of the Exorcist. So it's got several names out there.
Wow. Well, that'll be
Ghost House
interesting.
2? So this is a sequel?
It's not. But sometimes, a lot of times they take films that are
Yeah.
like in Italy into America or America into Italy, and they already had names like Dawn of the Dead. They call
Right.
it Zombie, but they had to call it Zombie
Zombie
2 because
yeah,
Zombie already existed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Twins-
we know these things.
All
So-
right.
Wait, twinsies.
Don't I feel like a fucking asshole?
Let's go home.
Goodbye to everyone in the chat.
Everybody.
Goodbye, pod people. Where's to the theme park?
Yeah. Where's the theme park? And we got some spicy sauce from Army Beef coming up too.
Oh yeah, thanks for our friend who gave us money for that.
Yeah. Give me the thing. Goodbye.